Hello, welcome to Paul's Take. And this is a 2012 Jeep Liberty, and this is a 20-something Jeep Comanche. They look almost alike, but there are differences. The grille looks a little bigger over here, looks a little more narrow over here. This one has the same, with a 3.7 liter engine, and this one has the same 3.7 liter engine. The Jeep Liberty is a little higher up. That's only because it's lifted by 2 inches. Otherwise, it'd probably be the same as that one. The lights are a little different. To the layman, it almost looks like the same vehicle, but it is not. The hood on the Commander. Oh, the Commander. Looks like it has a little lower angle to it, even though it's, because that's right here, it looks lower than 2.5 inches. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just the same when they're brand new. The Commander is a little longer, and you can see that. You'll see here. The front right now, they're pretty much, the Liberty is a tad in front of the Commander. Let's see how it looks on the back. There's definitely more space in the Commander. It is a longer vehicle, and it should be maybe not taller. It looks about the same height, but there is a bump in the Commander's rear, so it does bump up a little bit, so you have a little more space. I can see the back door is bigger in the Commander. It has a bigger rear trunk. But as you can see, where's my vehicle? The Liberty is further back because the Liberty is shorter. From the back, the Commander has a definite height advantage. It's definitely higher up. It's considerably higher. Considerably higher in the back than the Liberty. And longer. So it's longer by, looks like a good foot, maybe even more so, but it's definitely longer, and it's definitely higher in the rear, and about the same in the front. So I guess it's because it's longer, and it kind of goes up and up and up. It's actually higher in the rear, much higher. The Commander has this kind of trim here, whereas the Liberty has none of that. Besides that, very similar in design. My Liberty has a tow hook. Commander does not. The Commander has a longer wheelbase. So as you can see, the front tires are actually, let's see here. Interesting. Let's take a look. So I am pulled up a little bit further up, but it looks to me that, yes, I'm correct, the Liberty has a shorter bumper to the wheel. It's a shorter angle. Whereas the Commander, I believe, sticks out further. Yes, so you can see it's further out. It's definitely further. So it sticks out further from here to here. It wouldn't be as good at approach angles. You gotta lift it up even higher. So I noticed that my wheel is further up, even though the bumper is about the same distance, than that wheel. You see that? So, and then you go to the back, and the back tire on the Commander is further back. So it has a longer wheelbase, but maybe not as much as I initially thought, because it's definitely further up in the front, even though the nose is about the same distance. Interesting. I'm not going to go inside the Commander or even peek in the windows because I don't have permission, and that would be rude. It's just sitting here, so I'm taking advantage of the differences between the two. Even though they look very similar, my understanding is that the Commander is actually based on the Jeep Grand Cherokee chassis, Whereas the Liberty is not. It's based on nothing, as far as I know. I don't think it shares a platform with anything else. Let's see here. Interesting is, it seems like to me, even though I have a lift on the Liberty, it seems to me that the Commander actually has more ground clearance in the middle. Let's go on the other side and take a peek. So let's go. We're right next to each other. Ground clearance? Huh. It must have been an optical illusion. It is about the same. Well, I really couldn't tell. The Commander, I notice, has this part of the vehicle goes in more, where this one kind of comes straight down. So that would be an advantage on the Commander when you're going through trails and stuff. But other than that, it seems like the design of the Liberty is more aggressive for off-roading. That's what I think. Now the Commander does have full-time all-wheel drive, whereas Liberty is part-time all-wheel drive. They're both trail rated. And also I want to say that the Commander is wider. Now that I look at it, it does appear to be wider than the Liberty. Yeah? I think it is wider. Huh. Let's take a look, nose to nose. Alright, here's the vehicles looking nose to nose. And as you can see with the lift, the Liberty definitely looks more aggressive by far. That lift makes it look considerably more aggressive than the Commander without the lift. If it had a lift, I'm sure it would be pretty bad looking like mine, like the Liberty. But all in all, after seeing the two nose to nose, I gotta say, I think I like the way the Liberty looks better. Yeah, I'm sure it's just preference. There is definitely more usable space in the Commander, so that could be very appealing to some, including myself. It is a heavier vehicle, so the gas mileage is not as good. And this is all-time four-wheel drive. That's going to affect its gas mileage as well. Let's see if I can figure out if I can tell if it's wider. So I'm looking at it from here and here, scientifically. It's really hard to say. It's hard to say. Let's see here. So I'm a little, from this angle, I'm a little bit too, I don't know, maybe pretty accurate. Let's see. And then on this side, oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I want to say the Commander is a tiny bit wider, but maybe not so much where it really makes a difference. But I got a feeling it probably seems wider on the inside. So we will get the keys eventually of this Commander, so I know who it belongs to, but he's not here right now. And we will do a behind the wheel comparison. But external wise, I gotta say, I like the way the Liberty looks better. What do you think? Liberty or Commander? Commander has a cooler name. But yeah, they're both nice vehicles, both Jeeps. I say Liberty, 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 Liberty is the winner of this choice, unless room is important. The Liberty's gonna have a little bit of gas mileage, and to me, it looks a little cooler, looks a little younger. Of course, it might make a big difference if that one was on a lift. So that being said, I still like the Liberty. I think it looks a little cooler. Thanks for watching Paul's Take. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Honestly, probably the Commander, I know it's a more expensive vehicle, is probably a better vehicle. It's probably made a little more tough, a little more luxurious. So if that's important, maybe the Commander is for you. Or the Liberty. It's a little light on the luxuries, so that'd probably make a big difference as well. So keep that in mind. Tell me which one you like. Thanks for watching. Paul Stick.